And former astronaut Susan Kilrain is here for more. Hi, Susan. Thanks for coming back on. I know your first trip to space ended early, too, due to a systems failure. So what was it like making that trip back to Earth earlier than expected?
It was sort of bittersweet. For a pilot, I had done all the things that I had intended to do. We got up there, we orbited, and we came back. But we had a couple of payload specialists that it was their one chance to go to space and conduct their science. But fortunately, NASA decided that we needed to go back up again. So it wasn't all lost. We got to go up twice and complete all the science.
What does it take to change plans like that, to bring astronauts back early, given all the planning that goes into these missions to begin with?
It's not as bad as you would think because we plan for these contingencies. We train for these contingencies over and over again before we go into space. From the very beginning of the International Space Station days, they planned for the likelihood that they would need to do an evacuation due to medical reasons. It is actually surprising that it hasn't happened before now.
And the astronauts got an initial medical evacuation on the ship right after splashdown. In addition to obviously addressing the sick astronaut here, what are they looking for when they're checking astronauts returning from space?
They do a bunch of initial tests right off with all astronauts. They want to know how hydrated they are, what their blood pressure is, how much they weigh. Did they lose a lot of weight in space? Just a general triage, so to speak, before they go any further in investigating.
And how difficult is it to reacclimate to life on Earth, to gravity, when you're gone, in their case, 167 days?
It takes a few days to mainly the biggest things they're feeling right now is weight, how heavy they are. And they're weak because your muscles sort of atrophy a little bit, even with all the exercise they do in space. But being dizzy is huge because your vestibular system hasn't had anything to calibrate on for the entire time they've been in space. So they can't walk a straight line. They have a hard time standing for long periods of time, but they'll recover from those aspects of it pretty quickly. But it'll take them some time to fully recover from being in the weightlessness.
I never thought about the dizziness factor. So interesting. Former astronaut Susan Kilrain, great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.